What up? It's River. I don't know who else is nearby. This is my dog also. He's featured in the video. His name is Igor. He's still a puppy. He's like 14 months. Not the most well-trained, as you can see, but I did my best. He's my first dog. He's in training now. Actually, the training is over, but I'm going to continue on. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but if you're interested, I'm going to be continuing it on. Basically, the practices at the train. And now my cat. This is my cat, Destiny. She's 19. She's a gem all through and through. My first child. I've had her for her whole 19 years. So we spent 2 decades together, and I spent 2/3 of my life with her. I love her very much. Hope she lives forever. So got distracted by my pets. I really hope shit doesn't hit the fan because they don't really like each other. Igor, you gotta chill. You gotta chill, my guy. You gotta chill. What I wanted to talk about with this video was, let me introduce the channel. We haven't done that in like the last 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 videos. I don't know. This channel is dedicated to this system, and by system I mean the collective identities, parts of consciousness, whatever you want to call them, in this body. No, not on camera. Save that for the OF. Who identify as having dissociative identity disorder, also used to be known as multiple personality disorder. So basically fragmented pieces of consciousness in one body. I recently discovered, and by recently I mean the past year, discovered that I was a system. It's been a journey. I'm not clinically diagnosed, but it's something I'm working on with my psychiatrist. I think we're moving towards the direction of me being diagnosed. I don't really know. Haven't really touched base with them about that in a while. Right now, on paper, it's recognized as trauma and stress related disorder with dissociative features. And I only know that because I did school accessibility forms, and that's when they put it down for a diagnosis. Igor, please relax. So what I want to talk about with this video is I'm doing better. It feels weird to say that because if you see my other videos, someone on my caseload who I was very close to passed away. They died from an overdose. I believe it was intentional. I believe they died by suicide. We'll never know. But the evidence and the history with this person can't go into detail because confidentiality remains even after death. Indicates to me that this was intentional. It really rocked my shit. I started self-harming again. I went to the crisis center. I thought about suicide more seriously than I had in the last, actually I've been suicidal pretty on and off for the past like couple months. But it just wasn't a good time. I cared deeply about this person. Just talking about it now is kind of bringing up those memories, but it feels inappropriate to say this, but I think it's a good, just the reality of grief and being multiple. And that's what I want to talk about also. I don't plan these videos. I kind of just like, I want to make a video. And then I start filming. So these videos, I feel like they never really are structured, but I think I still make good videos. So 2 things I want to talk about was how dissociation plays into traumatic memories. And I don't quite remember what I wanted to talk about, which was more profound when I thought about it. Sorry about my dog, he just wants attention. But, so I could actively feel myself forgetting this memory. So one of the things that was traumatic about how this all went down was I saw his body with blood all over his face from the results of the paramedics trying to bring him back. And I can feel the emotional amnesia. I almost want to say I don't care. And even after the moment, I felt like I didn't care, when obviously that wasn't true. I did care. I cared deeply, and that was through my behavior of being in crisis. And also, I'm going to hold him, and hopefully that helps, because he's fucking up my hand. And that was experienced through me being in crisis, and like self-harming again. I started burning myself with my cigarettes. So like it was very clear that I wasn't doing well, but emotionally it felt like I didn't care about it, which is super sad to say because I know I cared, but that's the reality. Like I didn't know, it didn't register to me, it didn't connect with me, I should say. I was so detached from the memory and the reality that this person had passed that I couldn't feel how I was feeling, and I think that led to me slowly starting to forget the incident. Like I can feel it being wiped away from my conscious awareness. It almost made me think of like, this probably would have been what happened when I was going through the trauma, not necessarily the physical abuse trauma, but maybe even the sexual abuse. Because even like, I didn't have the memories of the physical abuse growing up, but I knew it happened. It was talked about in my family and stuff. And I could remember the emotional and psychological abuse of the yelling, but I couldn't ever remember. I don't have any memories of physical stuff. So going back to what I was saying, with the sexual abuse that I believe happened, I don't have memories of it, but I have a strong inclination that it happened, and I go off my intuition for this because I'm pretty insightful. I wonder if within that brief period, I don't know if it happened every day or every once in a while, but say within that brief period, I would like know it happened, but like not kind of care about it, or this is all like guesswork from what I believe happened from my child like experiences as an adult. So I imagine maybe it was like it would happen to me, say it happened that night, and then the next day, if it was still in my awareness, I possibly didn't realize that it was abuse, or I didn't realize that it was inappropriate or like traumatic or anything, because I think it happened from a very young age up until teenage years. So it was so engraved to my everyday life that I probably didn't realize that it was trauma, it was abuse. So I wonder if during a brief window, I could consciously remember that it happened, but I wasn't sure what it was, but I knew something was wrong about the feeling and the fact that it happened. I could feel the effects of the trauma. And then because of that, it slowly started to seep away from my awareness and went unrecognized, and then dissociated, amnesia, and whoever is in charge of memories, if there's anyone in charge of my memories, or if it's just locked away, stored in my deep subconscious. And I wonder if that's what's happening now with this individual, if because I can remember it being traumatic, and I kind of have vague, like I kind of remember what happened after it. I remember seeing his body. I remember the paramedics taking him away. I remember the paramedics saying, we shouldn't shock him, he's dead anyways. Like that kind of traumatic shit I remember happening. But I wonder if from a week from now, I'm not going to remember any of it. So it's interesting that I'm making these videos, because I'll be able to look back and like figure out what I remembered from what I don't remember. But also I think speaking to this and out loud and consciously trying to remember it is going to make these memories stay. Whereas as a child, I probably didn't want to reminisce on that traumatic experience, those harmful memories. So I'm wondering if that's what's happening now. I think that's all I really have to say about that. I might make this in a separate video, but I just wanted to like recognize my growth as a person. Back when I was doing my child and youth care diploma, I was like a different person, not like a DID different person, but like the growth that I have now compared to that person back then. I was like, I had no resiliency, no ability to push through, perseverance, super low self-confidence, didn't have any belief in myself. And now it's like everything that I think I want, everything that I wanted to do, I did. I got my apartment, I got a car, I'm in school full-time, I got a full-time job, I have multiple jobs actually. And the recent thing that's super new to me is I'm a research assistant now. And one thing I've always wanted to do is do research in my life. And I achieved that goal, and it's like, I feel like I cannot believe what I've accomplished in my life. And I know this feels like a complete 180 from what I was talking about earlier. But this is what I wanted to talk about originally, and I started filming and I started talking about the other stuff. So excuse me, but like it's like I cannot believe that I am in this life stage right now. And I know everything is temporary, and I might go back to that period in my time where my capacity and my abilities was so limited because of my functionality was just so impaired. But when I think of how now in this moment I felt self-actualization, like, or whatever that word is, into the person I wanted to be. It's just, I cannot believe it. And I think a lot of that had to do with my addictions counselor, Kelly. I loved her. Like, we did so much amazing work together. The resident that I did psychodynamics therapy with, I don't remember his last name, and he changed it halfway through the therapy because he got married. So, like, fuck me, I don't remember either one of those names. Actually, his first name, I shouldn't say it because I don't want to be tied down to me, but his first name was Justin. There's a billion Justins in the world, so I don't mind saying that. But I did a lot of good work with him. My psychiatrist, I split with that guy a lot. So I have a hard time saying this, but I do really like him. My nurse, like, I don't know why I'm throwing flowers to everyone who's ever fucking helped me get here. My peer support worker, Amanda, oh my god, I love her. I did a lot of work in the last 3 years to get better, and I want to say I am better. Obviously, I'm still very unwell. My BPD is still rocking my shit. I still live with psychosis. OCD and the need to convince me that I'm a pedophile is always in the back of my mind. So, like, none of my symptoms, I don't want to say my symptoms have gotten better, but my functioning has improved immensely. I'm not as impaired from my disorders. I'm still very much impaired. And I think there's this misunderstanding that if someone is presenting well, that means they are well. I don't want to say that, because I do recognize that, you know, I tried to off myself not that long ago. I've been self-harming, like I said. I shouldn't have said how I'm self-harming, but I'm self-harming. My apartment was a disaster. Like not even like, oh my god, this is messy, it's so dirty. Like, I'm talking like it was dirty. Like, it was dirty. For like a month, because I just didn't have the fucks to give to clean it. Like, I'm still very mentally unwell, but I'm also the person I've always wanted to be. And I just want to give, like I gave everyone else their flowers, I want to take a moment to give myself my flowers. And I forget who it was. No, I do remember. It was my first... Wow, I totally forgot about this bitch. Sorry, I say, like, there's certain, like, words of profanity and slurs that I say, in terms of endearment. So when I said my bitch, I don't mean, like, bitch in, like, the negative connotations. I mean, like, that's my bitch. That's inappropriate, I know, but I'm sorry. I think her name was Shauna. My first clinician at the mental hospital that I am. She told me something. She was like, I told him, like, thank you so much for all the work that you've been doing for me, for me. And she's like, no, it's you're doing the work. I'm just a part of this journey with you. And it just kind of put everything in perspective, how, like, I'm the one who's getting myself here. Yeah, like, I have my workers who are facilitating this growth, but it's growth that is driven by me. And I want to get this out there, because I'm not clinically diagnosed, but I'm going to claim that I have DID. If you have DID, if you have BPD, if you have OCD, if you have psychosis, schizophrenia, if you have any fully impairing disorder, I just want you to know that, like, you can be who you want to be despite it. You can be who you want to be despite anything, no matter what you're going on. If you're an abuse survivor, if you're recently got fired, if you feel like you're set back in life, if your life stage is not where you want to be, like, everything is temporary. And, like, me just saying that everything is temporary, like, you have to know me to know how, like, fucking amazing that is. Because, like, I have very, like, I don't know, there's a cognitive distortion for this, but basically, like, generalizing, or, like, one of those fucking terms, where I think that, like, everything is always gonna be bad. That's, like, me. And I am starting to shift and reframe that, like, mindset of myself. Yes, it's okay, puppers. Yes, I know. And it's, like, I'm proud of myself. I'll say that. And I can't go back in time to tell my younger self this, so I'm making this video to tell you, if you're watching this, that you can be where you want to be, whatever that looks like for you. So, I don't have my glasses on or my contacts, so I don't really know how long I've been filming. I think it says 15 minutes. So I'm probably going to end it here. Yeah. Thanks for watching. This is my dog. This is my cat. This is us. Take care.